18-year Lawrence police veteran Jonathan Clark was indicted today on charges of aggravated battery, battery with a deadly weapon, and battery resulting in serious bodily injury. Sarah's friends have set up a memorial here just feet away from where a neighbor says that she was shot right here in his front yard. He says that she somehow made her way across the street over to this Domino's, where he says that she ultimately collapsed. South Bend Fire Marshal Chico Rodriguez tells me that the fire may have been caused by the building's old age. He says that behind these bricks is a whole lot of old wood that may have kept the fire going. He says that the purchase of this Liberty Mutual building will solve all of the city's problems at once. Early voting in Indiana began yesterday, and as you can see, people are taking full advantage. I'm here at the Monroe County office, and as you can see behind me, there is a line stretching out the door and around to this corner. So what do you love about the morale committee? I feel like it takes a special personality. As you can see behind me, these students and alumni were not going to let a little bit of rain stop them from coming out to show their school spirit. Here at the Children's Museum, they have a Barbie exhibit to show young girls they can have any career they want, even President of the United States. Thanks, Charlie. That's right. Last week, I covered the 2020 Miss IU pageant, and there was one candidate who was not your typical pageant contestant. Take a look. Emily Axum is a junior at IU studying fashion design. She regularly competes in beauty pageants, and she happens to be bisexual.
My platform is called Love Goes Beyond the Quiet. It stands for LGBTQ. It's just a movement, like a kind of an effort to help people understand how to ask questions about the LGBTQ community and also understand it in a way that allows them to be more empathetic. I'm here at Emily's sorority, where she says that she's made some lifelong friends who not only watch her compete in pageants, but also keep her going when the pageant world isn't so accepting of her identity. There have just been times where I've walked into and someone asked me, like, how can I advocate for something that's just, basically, they essentially said that members of the LGBTQ community have a mental illness, and that was that. And it was a judge, so like, it was really hard to like walk out of that interview and feel like I was going to be judged fairly on stage.
It's just like a little bit ridiculous to like hear and like know that there are people in the world who are like just like discounting her because of a really big part of her.
But despite those difficult moments, Emily says she wants to encourage other LGBTQ people to not be afraid to join pageantry.
At Miss IU, I've had nothing but good experiences, like really amazing people who have really wanted to hear my story, and that helps a lot. And like, I feel like as I've competed, I've seen more and more of that and more people being more understanding.
If you look closely, you'll notice she wears a little rainbow pin.
Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head.
I'm here at Maywood Elementary School in Hammond, where just hours ago, there were cars lined around this lot, stretching all the way out to the street. Now, in a city like Hammond, where many of the students are on free and reduced lunch, the food service workers say they can serve up to 1,000 meals in a single day. When Carol Kitchens, a food service manager at Eggers Middle School, found out her school was closing due to the coronavirus pandemic, she was heartbroken. Not for herself, but for her students.
My heartbreak was for the kindergartners, the 5th graders, the 8th graders, for the seniors in high school.
But just because her school was closed, that did not mean her work was over.
Many of the students received their breakfast and lunch through free and reduced lunch at the schools. And the concern was that if we had the students stay home, then the students would not get the nutrition that they needed.
That's when the cafeteria workers of Hammond schools began delivering meals curbside. Working 6 feet apart and sporting masks like this one, these cafeteria workers come in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning to serve meals to the students who they say makes their job worthwhile.
The people that come in the cars to get the meals, they are the most courteous, friendliest, ask us how we're doing, give us little gifts. The kids serenade us, wave at us, say hi, we miss you.
Now, Carol helps serve up to 1,000 meals in a single day. One after the other, after the other.
I think the smiles on the kids and the kindness of the parents or grandparents that we're passing the meals out to, it is satisfaction enough. It's heartwarming. It really is.
The many thank yous she receives show how one meal can make a big difference in the lives of these students.